Hey everyone, Jake and Tevis here with Ticket Price Podcast. Just jumping in to let you know we're on Patreon. We finally did it. It took us longer than we thought. We're not very smart. But if you enjoy the show, check us out. $3 subscription cost. Can't beat that. With it, you're going to get early access to our episodes. You're going to get bonus content, as well as our community forum. Laugh, joke about the show, tell us how bad we are, share your favorite moments, but most importantly, give us recommendations for movies you want to hear us talk about. If we like it, we're going to do your movie. We're going to give you a shout out during the show as a thank you for giving us the idea. Thank you all for listening. Ticket Price Podcast at Patreon. Check us out.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whenever it is you're tuning in. Welcome back to Ticket Price, episode 4. We've done 4 of these.
I cannot believe it.
Nothing better to do with our time. I am co-host Jake. Sitting across from me is at Master Control co-host Tevis. He's work partners, podcast partners, life partners. He's gonna step on I looked longingly into your eyes and everything. He's gonna step on my punchline.
I was afraid you were gonna try to reach in and suck face.
Oh my god. If you don't know what we're referencing, hit up last week where we're still Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark, episode 3, where we're still talking about On Golden Pond.
How did that take over Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Because it was almost just as good in the box office.
I know, but I'm like, no. Oh. Anyway.
All right, we're doing Avatar.
Oh.
We're doing Avatar. 2009, writer-director James Cameron, starring Sam Worthington, a bunch of other people. Sigourney Weaver.
You're just going to pass right over Zoe Saldana.
Given her performance in this, yeah, I am.
She was outstanding.
Yeah, it's screeching.
Yeah.
What are you doing? We'll get into it, but ooh. Okay. Now, this is super duper interesting, and I'm going to bring it up.
Okay.
We bring it up every time, but ratings, IMDb gives it 7.9 out of 10, Rotten Tomatoes 82%. By both categories, this is the lowest rated movie we've done so far.
Wow. I did not know it was that low.
Yeah. Budget about $237 million. It grossed worldwide $2.9 billion. So
pretty good investment.
It made its money
Pretty
back.
good investment.
Yeah.
Okay.
89 award wins with an additional 131 nominations. Here's what's interesting, though. They are all production-based. They're all special effects-based. They're all sound and score-based. There's not a single one about the actual movie. Not the writing, not the acting.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's not what this movie was about.
Oh, darn. This piece of entertainment had bad acting and bad writing. I feel like we've just started. I feel like I'm going crazy, but we're going to get into it. Reviews, Roger Ebert said, Cameron silenced the doubters by simply delivering an extraordinary film. And the New York Times had a review that honestly I couldn't even pull a good quote from. They just droned on and on and on and on about the filmmaking process and James Cameron's filmmaking process. And that is all anyone talks about is the filmmaking process or the production process or the special effects process, not the fucking movie.
Well, in all honesty, the filmmaking process in this is outstanding.
Well, I'm not here to talk about filmmaking. I'm here to talk about a movie from start to finish. That includes the filmmaking process. That includes the special effects, but it also includes acting and writing and directing.
Am I fair to say that you didn't enjoy the acting in this movie?
It was fine. Like if you've tuned in to any of our other episodes, that's the most damning statement I can make. It is fine.
It's fine.
Do you have any our introduction to the film? Do you have any On Golden Pond based notes?
No. This was nominated for Best Picture and Best Director, though.
Did it win?
No.
Okay.
It lost to The Hurt Locker.
Ooh.
Which, I mean, it was fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Totally fine. Okay, so...
Do I think this movie should have won Best Picture, Best Director? Maybe Best Director, but not Best Picture. No, not at all.
I actually have very few notes on this. As far as our intro, we're just going to dive into what is your history with this movie?
I'm a huge James Cameron fan. I've loved The Terminator, Terminator 2, True Lies, which I don't think gets talked about enough in the James Cameron filmography. So when I heard this is what he was working on, and I saw the trailer for it, I was really excited to see it. I did not get to see this in 3D, which I think would have been an outstanding experience. So I did see it in the theater. It's long. It's long. It is long. But I remember coming away from it thinking I did have an enjoyable time when I did see it. And that was in 2009. So.
Before we go on, can I? It's a pet peeve of mine. Not this movie specifically, just in general. Can we just let 3D movies die? I hate 3D movies. Hate them. They ruin the theaters. Use your stupid glasses, and you're gonna just every now and then you're gonna have a fucking thing fly at you for no reason. It's so arbitrary and useless. Now I know Avatar did it different, but one movie doing something different does not save everything.
Right, I agree with that. The only movie I ever actually went and seen in 3D was the original Thor.
Okay.
And the only parts of that movie that were interesting in the 3D was when they were flying through the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah, Bifrost.
That Bifrost. That was pretty cool, but meh.
Yeah.
The rest of it, no.
So,
I'm glad 3D's dead.
Yeah, please let it stay dead.
Yeah.
Please let it stay dead. But okay, I have no history with this movie. I've never until we watched it for this show. I've never seen it.
Really?
I remember the trailers for it in 2009, and I remember seeing these cat people, and there's some kind of war, and there's this jungle planet, and I went, yeah, this looks dumb. And again, we'll get into it. But no, it didn't hook me. And the more people just went on and on and on about how this is the greatest movie ever made, it made me dislike it more.
I can get behind that.
But I was like, okay, I've never actually seen it. We're watching it for the show. Rules of the show, open mind. Take it for what it is, good or bad. Whether it rubs against our own personal grain of what we thought we liked or remembered about it or not, But no, I'd never seen it, so I was like, all right, I'm going to give this movie a fair shake. And we mentioned in it last episode, a lot of times these movies, my wife and dad will watch them with me. They both bailed the hell out. This movie is so long. It's so long. And they both went, oh, hell no, I got to go to bed. And then it was just me for like an hour and a half alone, just like suffering through this. But, oh Lord. Diving into the movie. Didn't see it in 2009. Saw it in 2023. These are the visuals? They're dated.
They're a little dated,
They're
yeah.
dated. And also, okay, maybe I'm crazy, but I'm like, the people who are like, these are the greatest visuals I've ever seen, blah, blah, blah. Play a fucking video game. God. The video game, well, we've been doing this shit for decades. Visually, to varying degrees of success, but like, oh, it's this alien world, and there's giant robots, and there's fucking, whatever. Nah, son, just play a video game. This isn't new.
You want to talk about long? I mean, damn.
Well, if it's a good one. But no, I was like, okay. And again, it's an 2009 movie. I'm not going to bag on the visuals for showing some age. Even though we watched a movie from fucking 82 or whenever John Carpenter's The Thing came out, and the visuals are still just as stunning and response-causing now as they were then. Didn't cost $250 fucking million or whatever the hell it is.
I honestly think this movie was more of a excuse to develop new technology than to actually be a movie.
Which is fine, but it's like at that point it's almost like Citizen Kane, where you're like, sure, for its time it's a technical wonder. The movie is boring as shit. Citizen Kane sucks. Avatar sucks. We had just talked about The Shining in episode 1, how they invented Steadicam for it. That is a technical achievement that changed filmmaking for the better forever. And our exact words on that were like, yeah, that scene went, the Steadicam scenes went way too long. They were kind of pointless. Did they even need to be there? So, going off of those arguments that we ourselves made, how can you defend a movie that is more of a technical achievement than an actual movie?
What this movie accomplished, it affects the movie as a whole and the movie making process as a whole, not just one rig for one camera for one specific scene.
So more like Citizen Kane.
I've never seen Citizen Kane because
it's awful.
I don't want to.
But if you look into how it was made, it's a technical marvel of the black and white film age.
Okay.
The things they were able to do and how they did it are objectively ingenious. Much like what we're seeing here on Avatar. It doesn't make it a good movie.
Oh, I agree. No, I just think it was an excuse to try to develop this new technology.
We've yet to do a movie where I've taken fewer notes than Avatar, because I'm just staring at the screen slack-jawed as I'm like, why is it still going? Why? No one cares.
There was a lot of parts of this that could have been trimmed.
Writer-director James Cameron. Writer James Cameron. Fuck James
Cameron. Hey.
I have one word. Unobtainium?
Oh.
Unobtainium.
Oh, God. Yeah.
This rare alien mineral that's going to make everyone stupid wealthy, that they're going to fight the Native American, Na'vi
Oh,
for.
yes, Na'vi.
Unobtainium.
I read an article one time where they were talking about the writing process. When you have a MacGuffin,
sure,
which is the item that the people are trying to obtain, it's called a MacGuffin. While they're writing this and they can't think of a name for this so-called MacGuffin, that is what they call it, unobtainium. And it's like he just took that name and was like, meh, it's fine. Let's roll with that.
Oh, so he's lazy.
Kind of, yeah. I think like I said, he was more interested in the technology part of it than the actual story and the dialogue and getting the most he can out of his actors.
So you mean he wanted to make a video game cutscene, not a movie?
Basically.
And again, you know what's really important to movies? Writing, getting the most out of your actors, good performances.
I mean,
Sigourney Weaver kills it.
Well, she's good in everything.
She kills it in everything.
Yeah.
You know.
Stephen Lang was outstanding.
The bad guy, the colonel?
Yes.
I don't know people's names.
I know.
Throw me a bone. Ball sack.
You're not in Kansas anymore.
That was the most one-dimensional son of a bitch.
Oh.
And that's not the actor's fault. I don't blame any of the actors in this movie. I blame James Cameron.
I'd agree, yeah.
You know, you're not in Canada anymore, boy. There's some goddamn bush out there. Eat your face.
God,
I did 57 tours in Cambodia, not a scratch. I was out here for a month. I took a piss and a bear hyena took my face off. Like, it's so bad.
It's so bad, but it's so good. He's so bad and he's so good at the same time.
Oh, he was like, oh no, this dialogue is it's hokey crap. And he turned into the Skid. And he went with it, and that did make it better. But no, it also would have made it better. Good writing. Unobtainium.
Do you know?
My ass.
Do you know who else? Stephen Lang. Do you know what else he played?
He's the old blind guy in that horror movie.
Yes, yeah. That's a really good movie, by the way. But he's also Ike Clanton from Tombstone.
No.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Wait, he's Ike Clanton?
He's Ike Clanton.
What?
Yeah. Let's have a spelling contest.
That's one of the best.
Yeah.
What is that? 13 hands in a row now, Holiday? Son of a bitch. Ain't nobody that lucky.
Yeah. That's Ike Clanton. He was Ike Clanton.
For everyone doing ticket price bingo, there's our bad impression.
He also auditioned for Cable in Deadpool 2.
Ooh, you know what?
But
I love Josh Brolin.
I do too.
I love Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin's
I love
awesome.
Josh Brolin as Cable. He would have been a good Cable.
He would have been a good Cable, but
I'm going to throw that out there. He would have been a good Cable.
they got a better Cable. But
Well, there are certain times where it's like, yeah, when an actor does such a good job.
Yeah.
You know who I can't see as anyone else? Ike Clanton.
right.
He does such a good job.
Yeah.
You know who could have been anyone in this shit movie? The Colonel. It didn't matter who plays the Colonel. It could have been goddamn anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, well, honestly, I'm kind of sad it wasn't Arlie Ermy. Was he still alive at this time?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I loved Arlie.
I know, but he would have been kind of.
This one's for you, Gunny.
What am I trying to say?
I don't know what are you trying to say.
I have no idea. Words come hard to me. Come hard? What? See? Exactly what I mean.
We are sitting way too close for that.
It would almost been kind of jokey if Arlie Ermy was cast.
I get and I understand your point, and it is valid. But with writing like this, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but he would have killed it.
Doesn't matter. I never returned home because I said, to hell with it, I'm going to eat bees and what the hell ever on this planet.
Is that the corporal or the
Yeah, it's the colonel. The corporal, yeah.
The colonel, whatever his name is.
The corporal.
What is his
shoved-
name?
I don't know because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This movie sucks.
I don't know anybody's name in this. Jake Sully, that's
Jake
the only
Sully.
one. But that's just because it's supposed to be John Smith, because this is a Pocahontas ripoff.
Okay, let's dive into that. This is a ripoff of any Native American story. Pocahontas, Dances
Dances
with
with
Wolves,
Wolves. Yeah.
which, if we look at those two examples, are long and boring. And somehow this movie outlongs and outborings both of them. Do you know how bad you have to be longer and more boring than Dances with Wolves?
I have not seen that movie in so long, so I couldn't tell you how boring it is.
I got up and left the room last time my parents were watching it. I was like 13. I think it's still going. It's so long and it's so boring. I found a dog. I named him Two Socks. No.
What?
What?
Is that a line in Dances with Wolves?
I don't know. Kevin Costner finds a coyote or a wolf or some bullshit and he names it Two Socks.
I didn't know that.
It's called Dances with Wolves. He literally dances.
I didn't know he named it Two Socks.
Yeah, he named because he has two white paws. He named. Never mind. We're not talking about that shit movie. We're talking about this shit movie, which is basically the same shitty movie. So not only does he have unobtainium and one-dimensional characters and all this bullshit, but he's just retelling the Native American story, but worse.
Meh, yeah.
Okay.
I'd agree with
Please
with
defend
words.
this movie. Please continue to defend this movie.
It's pretty.
Pretty shit.
I mean, how deep is the corporate bad guy? I mean, he is a deep character.
He's played by Phoebe's brother. He's the goddamn medic in Saving Private Ryan, which was both. I'd actually say he did a good job, but he didn't give a shit about this.
I mean, you could tell he was evil because he was a corporate guy playing golf.
In a public space. Go to your own office, you tool. Why are you shooting putts? Why are you hitting putts?
Because his off shooting putts. No, is
That
it
doesn't
hitting?
sound right.
I don't know. I'm not a golfer.
I'm not white or rich enough to...
You're not white.
I'm not white enough.
But yeah, like you're right. He's in the middle of these people trying to do their job, and he's just like,
oh, there's some asshole. I think that might be my boss. The job I currently work. I think I'm pretty sure I've seen him hitting putts in the middle of the floor.
But that's deep character building right there.
The Na'vi. I was about to call them the Avatars, which
That's
isn't technically incorrect because the physical bodies, the Avatars, but you know.
that's what the humans ride is the avatars.
Well,
the
not
Na'vi
ride.
ride in them. Mentally, yeah.
But the Na'vi look cool. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
They look cool.
Yeah, but
The men don't have penises?
the tail.
Well, wait, is it the tail or is it the hair braid? Because the hair braid does everything else.
Was it the hair braid?
That's the tip of their hair braid had the tentacles
That
just plugged into everything like a goddamn controller.
that was disgusting.
So
Because when Jake and the woman, I don't know her name. No,
I don't know why, but when you just called her the woman, it sounded really derogatory. When Jake is the woman, bitch. When they're doing their bitch stuff, with their hair. What are you talking about?
Oh my god, I got a flashback of All in the Family right there for a minute.
Meathead over here.
No, like when Jake and Zoe Saldana's character mate for the first time, they intertwine their hairs. But that's also how they can...
No, please continue. I know. Continue this. I want you to verbalize this train of thought. Because you are just proving everything I'm saying.
No,
please continue.
But then
they
connect with the horses.
Yeah.
And the banshees.
Yep, they sure do.
The exact same way.
There it is. Are they having sex with these animals?
I don't know.
And then they put it in the tree so they can hear the ancestors.
Yeah.
Right? What the hell does his hair? What do these do? Does it just give him...
Whenever the first time I watched this, the part where he hooks up to the horse for the first time, I'm like, what are we doing?
I got real in time real quick, right?
Yeah. And then those two hook up the exact same way, and I was like, oh, I don't feel good.
Okay, also, this is a Native American story, right? We've covered that. Part of the story is typically like the Native American people's closeness to nature and the animals and the world around them, and they live in this symbiotic relationship. They don't conquer. They live with, right? They don't dam the river. They flow with the river, kind of a thing. And you see, like, Native in Westerns and whatever Native Americans, like when they're breaking their horses, they don't really break them in like a traditional Western sense, right? It's more friendly. It's more of a companionship. Unless you're a Na'vi, in which case you just computer hack this motherfucker's brain and you remove all independent function.
You tell it. You're like, nope, turn left, bitch.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm like, whoa, what? It's not a car, it's a creature. And they're like, oh no, we don't kill because, life is sacred. What the hell is this?
Mind control.
Yeah, they are mentally dominating these creatures to become so that they become subservient to the Na'vi. Did I miss something?
No, you're
James Cameron sucks. Controller hair. Okay, in the Avatar body, Jake gets separated from the crew for the first time. He's left out at night, and everyone's like, he won't survive the night. He's screwed. Cuts to Jake. He's trying to make a torch. You can hear the animals coming around, some kind of weird alien hyenas, right? Because they were doing the laughing. Actually, I laugh a lot like that sometimes.
I have a clip of that. Yes.
And we're sneaking into every episode. And he lights the torch, and then he fights it off. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. We got something going on. Then Zoe shows up, saves the day, shrieks some garbage. She does a lot of screaming in this. It's real bad. Screaming is not acting, and I cannot stress that enough. Scream as much as you want. It's not acting.
You're like a child. You're like a baby. You don't know what you're doing. You're like a baby. Is that Arnold?
It's not a tumor.
It's not a baby.
I'm talking about Avatar. You're doing kindergarten cop over there. What is happening? But she kills the hyena and whatever. And they get together. And then all of a sudden, every single ounce, square inch, whatever measurement you want, everything just glows all of a sudden. I'm like, where the hell was all this bioluminescence when Jake was lost in the dark and needed a torch?
I don't remember how that came about. I mean, because I know he had the torch, and then she throws the torch away, and then all of a sudden he can. Maybe it's because he can see the world for what it is. I don't know.
No, you're just making up nonsense.
I am. I'm
You're
defending this movie.
You're trying to defend a movie that can't defend itself. I am fighting a third grader who has no hope of stopping me. This movie is so bad.
Am I the third grader?
No, the movie's the
Oh,
third
okay,
grader.
okay.
You're the adult who's trying to intervene, but you're like, yeah, but that little kid really has it coming. That kid sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but again, she got rid of the torch and everything lit up. Like the torch was hiding the bioluminescence. Except we saw him in the dark without torch. Then we saw him craft the torch and light the torch. Where the hell was this light? You can't even say, well, the Na'vi showed up. He's in the fucking body.
Yeah, but he's not a Na'vi.
He's got the hair penis controller thing.
Yeah, but he didn't know to plug it into the log.
Zoe didn't use any plant outlets.
Well, maybe it's because she's already done it before, and now the trees and the bushes and they're like, I have no idea.
Yeah, you don't even know what
I'm talking
about.
out of my ass right now.
Shocking. What? That's a first for this show. What? No, but I hate this movie. Very Dances with Wolves, very John Smith. He's ultimately accepted into the tribe and becomes one of them, and he sleeps in that real awkward sex scene like he talked about, and he calls the future chieftain brother, and it's all good, and he's reporting back to the angry, evil white Americans, because let's face it, they were white Americans.
Right, yeah.
You can't even call them Earthlings. No, you motherfuckers are just portraying Americans.
Were there any black people in this?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I don't think there was.
Man, I don't really pay attention. I'm not gonna lie, I don't pay attention to stuff like that. But now that you say that, I'm like, wait a minute. I don't think there are.
I don't think there were either.
No, it's just a bunch of white Americans.
Well, you had Michelle Rodriguez, the pilot, and then the doctor, one of the scientists.
Okay.
But no.
That's it. Yeah.
No. Did they just leave him on the planet Earth and like, peace out, y'all? Figure it out.
Well, you see, this movie is so deep, and it's trying to establish how the white colonial powers of Europe came to the New World and desecrated the land and murdered the people. And blah, 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 blah. James Cameron sucks. This movie sucks. You just don't get it. It's so deep. Unobtainium. Hair penis. I hate this movie. So, he ultimately, shocking, the cripple feels bad for betraying these people that take care of him. He also decides that he really likes having legs. You know what's really cool? Having legs. That's actually a big part of this, is he's like, man, you know what's really nice? Legs. Being crippled sucks. You know what's better? Legs. Yeah, that is a huge point to this movie.
Yeah, because, I mean, even Stephen Lang is like, if you do this for me, I'll make sure you get your legs back. And
that's why Jake agrees to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, legs!
Yeah. I mean, you show him at the beginning
Just
rolling.
call this movie legs.
But he gets his legs when he's in the Avatar.
Yeah.
But, you see him rolling out of the plane at the very beginning of the movie. And, like, right in a row, there are 3 jokes about him
Meals on Wheels.
Meals on Wheels, calls him Special K, and Hot Rod was the other one. I was like, my God, like 3 in a row.
Yeah, we got it, guys.
Yeah.
He's in a wheelchair.
We get it.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on. As a functioning adult in 2023, as a functioning adult in 2009, being in a wheelchair is not that big a deal.
And you would think being in a wheelchair in another planet in the year, what was it, 24
I don't
something,
care.
something.
Whatever.
You can have a hover chair. Like, for the love of
Like
God.
Professor X.
Like Professor X, yeah. Come on.
And you know, I feel like I need to clarify. I've thought about it now that I've said it. I cannot sit here and pretend to understand the struggles of people in wheelchairs, and I'm not trying to...
Oh, absolutely not.
I'm not trying to take away what they go through, right? But what I am trying to say is, no one is walking around going, look at this fucking cripple Special K hot rod motherfucker over. No one's doing that. It's like in Deadpool or any of these other movies where the main character is supposed to be like, or like Phantom of the Opera is a good example, where it's like, oh, they're so disfigured. And then you look at them and you're like, no, they're pretty okay. You're just crazy hella vain. Right? Like, it's not a big deal. Why is everyone acting like this is a big deal?
Well, it's that way he has motivation to do bad things.
But the bad things are actually good things. Right?
For who?
For Jake.
But he's doing the bad things to the native tribe.
Right, but he ultimately ends up doing the good things for the native. It's all in the pursuit of legs.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
I'm getting at.
Yeah.
This movie, Jake Sully's sole motivation is legs.
It's all about self-discovery.
Hair sex, amazing. Even the Colonel's like, God damn, son, you get some local tail, you forget you're human? I said, God damn, son. And I'm like, wait, why? I mean, I get the Colonel's point, but like, he can't fall in love with a Navi? Oh, hell no, he got some goddamn American human girls who like guys with legs. You're thinking real hard about something.
Well, I'm kind of... Is that like almost like an objection to interracial couples?
Probably. Which, to be fair, there was a harsh stigma if you were a colonial man and you hooked up. Like, if you owned a Native American slave, that was fine. If you took certain liberties with that Native American woman, that was fine. If you took her as a wife, that was problematic. Because, you know the equality that goes into marriage and etc. James Cameron's so deep, and he's adding...
See, we're learning all kinds of shit now.
Yeah.
Yeah, look how deep this movie is. It's so deep. His vision for what he wants is so unobtainable.
I hate that joke. Everyone, please get your I hate that joke t-shirts out. And can we just take a moment and just boo and hiss and despise Tevis? I hate that joke.
You suck, you jackass.
That was a bad joke.
That was a bad joke.
I saw the gears turning. You worked
Man.
way too hard.
That hurt. I got a headache right now.
I have a headache talking about this movie. You thought I disliked Indiana Jones? This movie sucks. The flying scenes were cool.
The flying scenes
Like
were
with
really
the
cool.
Banshees or whatever the Navi call. I don't remember.
Yeah, Banshees.
And then there's like not a Banshee, but like the big one, the Torox.
You
Turok?
I don't know.
It was Turok Turok.
Turok is a video game.
Right, but it's the same name.
No,
I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't think so.
Look, Balak. I think I know a thing or two about character names, all right?
Balosh.
We have Colonel Foghorn Leghorn and Balak and Turok.
Turok.
But no, like the flying scenes were... And again, this movie has visual spectacle. Even having seen it for the first time, and it shows its age, there's no denying its visual spectacle. But a movie as a piece of media, as a piece of entertainment, is not just physical spectacle. It's not visual spectacle. That's photography. This isn't that. This movie has some major gaps in key components.
Do you think there was anybody that stood out as an actual good performance?
Sigourney Weaver. Okay, so if just going off like what I'm calling like the four main characters.
Right.
Sigourney Weaver's best. The Colonel, what's his name? Scott Lang. Who is that? Ant-Man?
Yeah, that was Ant-Man.
Okay.
Stephen Lang, that was his father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Lang.
Mr. Lang.
And Sam Worthington. fine. Like, and not like jokingly fine. Like, they did a good job, especially with what they had. Whether it's over the top, or I thought Sam put in some good performances, especially from his Attack of the Titans.
Yeah, he was everywhere for a while.
For a little, and now he's totally dropped off. But he's got that Avatar money, so
Yeah.
he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he's got Avatar 2 money, too.
Yeah.
And 3 and 4 and 5 and 6.
I don't even.
I think they're going up to 4.
I heard 5.
Really?
Yeah. But anywho, but no, they did a good job, especially with what they had. And Zoe just screams, and she screams, and she screams, and I like her.
Yeah,
like in
she's
other
good.
movies, I just don't like her in this movie. We've talked about actresses who and different people who've gotten Razzie nominations and wins. Where the hell was this one? Everyone went, "Ooh, it's pretty," and they forgot to look at this movie as inequality, and it doesn't.
When her father dies,
Yes.
I had no connection with any of the other tribesmen at
Right.
all. I don't know his name. I don't know the brother. Is it the brother or
No.
are they related?
No.
Okay.
Well, in a greater spiritual communal sense, probably. But no, they were going to be paired.
Oh, okay. That's
Because
kind of what I got.
He was going to become the next chieftain. She was going to become the next shaman or whatever that lady.
Yeah.
You know that.
CCH Pounder is her name. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I know her, the actor. I don't know why I know that, but I do. I know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I have stupid knowledge up here. It has no use. Has no use outside of this room.
It has no use in this.
It has no use in this room.
But no, so they weren't related.
But that's the only way I know her too, is by the actor name,
Right.
as far as the character goes.
But essentially, their characters were set to be engaged based on their roles within the community.
Okay.
And then she banged Sam.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I still kind of got, even watching it this time again, was I kind of got they were kind of related. And coming off of the scene where the horse and the banshee all, hook up with Sam, that wouldn't have surprised me if they were supposed to be brother and sister.
Are you suggesting the Na'vi have a level of inbreeding? I was trying to find a
They have a close family.
it's less a family tree and more of a family branch. Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what? As much as I don't like this movie, I didn't go there.
Okay.
I didn't. No.
That's
were to be wed based on their roles in the tribe.
okay. That makes me feel a whole lot better.
But no, I don't think they weren't brother and sister. Not even James Cameron sucks that much. He's not George Lucas.
She was 15.
God damn it. Oh, God damn it. What are we talking about now? I'm so... but no, getting back to your original point. I felt in the scene where the home tree goes down, I felt something just in the sense of like when you're seeing an act of genocide, even on a fictitious alien people. Now, granted, everyone knows that it represents the Native Americans, so there is that tinge to it, right?
Right.
That makes it more real, that makes it more heartstring pulling and devastating to watch. So I felt something. But to me, that moment, it's almost like a cheap jump scare. Like, yes, obviously we're going to feel something when you show women and children getting blown to hell by fucking attack planes.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, obviously, unless you're a complete Dexter-level sociopath.
Nice with the Dexter reference.
Thank you.
I like that.
I keep up with all the hot references. I'm
Was-
talking the kids' lingo.
I was gonna say, wasn't Dexter relevant about the time this movie was released?
Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't know when Dexter ran.
I don't know. I love Dexter. Anyway,
Then why don't you know when it ran?
I don't, because I didn't watch it when it came out. I picked it up afterwards.
But that's the thing. So on the wholesale slaughter, I felt something. But then when we're getting to characters that we know and that we should care about because they're characters that this incredibly long movie has invested a lot of time in, I got nothing because I don't actually know these characters.
The part that I never really felt worked was Zoe, her character, finds out that Jake betrayed the tribe. And then basically it's his fault that Home Tree gets destroyed. It's his fault that all these people died. It's his fault that her father was killed.
And while she's shrieking at him about this, he's trying to explain this was happening anyway. Let's talk before it happens to stop it from happening. And they don't listen to him.
Right.
Because they were too busy shrieking at him.
Right.
Yeah.
But knowing that he is the reason why all of this happened, that he could have done more to probably stop it,
Yeah.
she still wants to be with him because he rode a giant Turok.
Well, to be fair, she did love him. Like
Yeah,
honest,
but
genuine soulmate level, loved him.
yeah, but if I love somebody and then I find out, oh, you're the reason my father got killed and my home is destroyed and part of my family is on fire and oh, my sacred horse is on fire running through, no. I'd be like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, maybe she just loves better than
I guess she does. I don't know.
I get your point. But he flew the thing.
Yeah,
so,
the Turok.
Yeah.
The Turok not to whatever. I don't know what it's called.
Are you trying to recite the words so you can take the Necronomicon and not wake up the zombies? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Hot Evil Dead reference. Technically, it's Army of Darkness reference.
I've only seen Army of Darkness. I've never seen the other two Evil Deads.
They're worth a watch.
Are
I
they?
think so.
I did see the remake.
But they're not. Army of Darkness is such a departure. We're currently departing from the topic of the show.
But this is a lot more entertaining than talking about Avatar.
Army of Darkness is infinitely more entertaining than whatever the hell this air quote movie is. So yeah, he flies the giant beast. They have a fight. We're supposed to care about Michelle Rodriguez, and she blows up. I don't really know why she blows up. Her plane gets shot down, she explodes.
It goes down for 20 minutes. It's on fire for the beginning of the fight, and then at the end of the fight that lasted 45 minutes, she's like, I'm sorry, Jake. I'm like, bitch, you could have jumped out 45 minutes ago. What are you doing? And she's just frantically fighting the stick. And I'm like,
Bitch,
what are you doing? God. Get a parachute.
But also,
Why don't you stick your hair in one of those fucking banshees' pussy and go from there?
Michelle Rodriguez didn't have the hair dick. She had regular hair. Sans penis. No, but I guess I don't understand. And she goes down so quick and so easily. But leading up to the fight, part of the plan was, we'll fight them up here in the floating islands. We fly these. They don't. Michelle Rodriguez, you fly these. You don't need navigation. You know all the turns. You know all the ins and outs. She's like, yeah, you're right. Immediately dies.
Yeah. Does she take anything? Does she take anything out?
She shoots the Colonel ship a little bit.
Yeah, she strafes it and dit. Oh, great. You got 4 shots off.
Yeah.
And then the Colonel ship, who doesn't fly up there,
yeah, has no
navigation.
Has no navigation. And it's like, there she is. Bam!
And why in the hell did they paint a big blue stripe all over this thing to make it stand out?
Yeah, but I think that was the point. So the other... Because they got Na'vi from a bunch of different tribes. This was a huge battle.
Yeah.
And they had one enemy vehicle that wasn't an enemy.
Yeah, but here, Na'vi, here's an idea. Don't attack the helicopter that's shooting at the other helicopters.
The fog of war!
Oh my god!
Why am I defending this?
I don't know!
This movie sucks.
I don't know.
This movie sucks. Okay, battle scene.
Yes, it was pretty impressive. The battle scene was impressive.
The only part that really got me where I'm like, oh, this is fucking cool. So the would-be chieftain, not Zoe's brother,
Oh, okay.
straight up lands on the open deck of one of the ships and just starts hammering dudes in melee.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God damn, I forgot how much bigger the Na'vi are than humans. I'm going, wait, he's decimating people. Why are they fighting this bow and arrow based air war against gunships when they should just go use the open hatches and kick these humans' ass with their huge alien structure.
That's something I think the movie didn't do a very good job at, is to continuously, because I forgot how much bigger they were than the regular humans, because you don't see them side by side hardly at all.
The only other time that I can think of that you actually see it is when Sam first goes into the body, wakes up, and is like, "Oh shit, I have legs. I'm gonna run."
Yeah, because he's with the doctors in that room.
You see other humans.
Yeah,
and then it's just forgotten. And I'm like, wait a minute, just get in close, get in there, and then just kick their ass.
Yeah. Because when they're fighting them and then they shoot those arrows into the ships, I'm like, holy shit, look at the size of those arrows. Those things are huge. And then it dawns on me, I'm like, oh yeah, because they're like 17 feet above all these people.
It's the equivalent of just like a fantasy giant, you know? It's like, oh yeah, this creature's like 15 feet tall, so their weapons are equivalent. So it's a 15-foot longbow, right?
Yeah, and he just destroys these guys. But then they do get a couple shots off and kill him, and he falls.
Wait, the bows didn't change. The Na'vi didn't change. Why were the bows so completely effective during the battle, but were shown to be worthless when the home tree gets destroyed?
I think it was because they were shooting it from the ground.
So they were hitting the metal, not the glass.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing I can think of. But it does hit a couple times on the glass, but I think it's just the angle. It just kind of grazes it.
It's a magic arrow. It's a magic bullet.
Yeah, it's like billiards. You know.
Don't call it billiards. What's the matter with you? Yes, we're gonna go down to the local brewery and play some billiards.
Yes, I am.
I need a local brewery after this episode.
So you say you didn't feel anything for any of the characters. What about Norm Spellman?
Who?
Yeah.
Who the hell is Norm Spellman?
Norm Spellman. He was the other Avatar.
Oh, the little wiener guy?
Yeah.
That got all jealous because Sam got picked?
Exactly.
No, I didn't give a shit about Norm Spellman.
But the funny thing is he gets shot as an Avatar.
Okay.
And throughout the whole movie, I'm like, okay, so what actually does happen if one of the avatars die?
Matrix style.
Does it kill the rider?
Obviously not.
I don't know. We never know.
Well, that's true, because I guess technically Norm's avatar didn't die. It sustained damage. Norm freaks out and wakes up.
Comes out, but he's affected by it.
Right. So
and he puts on his mask and he runs out with the gun, and you don't ever see him again until the very end.
Well, he obviously wasn't that affected by it if he was still able to grab a gun and charge into battle.
I think he was more in shock, like, oh my god, I just got shot. But he didn't really get shot.
And I guess he would have felt it.
Yeah.
Like he got shot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But that poor guy, like, nobody cared about him.
No, you were talking about Fuchs and John
exactly.
Carpenter's The Thing.
This is the Fuchs.
He's the Fuchs of Fuchses. Norm Spellman is the Fuchs of Fuchses. What a worthless nothing character. No, I didn't give a shit. I don't even know who we're talking about.
And at the very end of the movie, there's a mistake where you see Norm as the humans, as the white man is being escorted back onto the ships to go back home. You see Norm out of his avatar with his little mask on, and then it cuts, and then it goes back to another angle, and you see his avatar standing back there.
Ah.
So it's like...
Yeah, James Cameron. What the fuck? What is that, James Cameron? I'm targeting you out, James Cameron, and I want James Cameron to answer for these atrocities.
There's a reason behind it, because this is the Stanley Kubrick effect.
Oh, no. I hate you. I hate this.
There's a reason behind it. No,
yeah, please.
I don't
please.
know. I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea. I'm just making fun of Stanley Kubrick.
Okay. We hadn't touched on this, but I wrote it down because we were talking about when going in and out of the Avatar body, right? Jake is at not only just being the Avatar version of himself in the military base, but then they go to that special research base
Okay.
away from the military people, away from the
Up in the mountains.
administration, up in the mountains. They're there for 3 months. And we see Jake, and we see how this works. He goes to sleep as a human. His mind goes through some kind of strenuous process, wakes up as a Na'vi, and then he goes about his day. Then the Na'vi body goes to sleep, and the human body wakes up, and then Jake goes through his human day. And he's not actually sleeping. He would have freaked the hell out from exhaustion and died.
Maybe he's sleeping in the Avatar body, like in that little chamber. Maybe his mind is, I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, no, because there are some scenes during the montage where we see like Sigourney Weaver like dragging him to like a bunk because he's completely passed out. But he's running all day. He's running all night. And there's the strenuous process of the connection and probably disconnection of the Avatar. And he's sleeping. He's not sleeping daily. I don't know how often he's sleeping, but I know it's not enough for him to not have a psychotic episode.
Wouldn't he be sleeping when the Avatar is sleeping?
No, because Avatar goes to sleep. The human wakes up. The only time he can sleep, like sleep, is when he's not in the machine.
So I wonder if he's not spending, let's say 12 hours a day as the Avatar.
Yeah.
So let's say he's doing it 6 hours a day, or like a standard work day. It's 8 hours a day.
Okay.
What the hell's he doing with the rest of the body? I mean, what's the body doing? He's just laying there in the bed, and Zoe's character's like, motherfucker sleeps all the damn time.
Yeah.
This body hasn't moved for.
Well, because remember after they do it, the bulldozers come in and
Yes!
she's trying to drag his worthless ass.
And
through
she's
the
probably
woods.
like, man, I just wore this motherfucker out.
Yeah, and he wakes up, he's like, oh, what's going on? Holy shit, is that a bulldozer? No, this motherfucker needs to sleep at some point.
Yeah,
His
I agree.
mind, regardless of what body he's in, would completely shut down at some point from sheer exhaustion.
I agree.
Okay, so I can't remember what episode it was. I think it was The Thing. I made comparison to wrestling.
Right.
And it was probably the only time so far in this podcast that I might have remotely sounded educated in something. I'd like to make another wrestling analogy here,
Okay.
if I may, about this movie.
I'm anxious to hear how you're connecting this movie to wrestling.
Watching this movie reminded me of watching the kind of wrestling match that's all spectacle, but no substance. So you've got guys that can get down, throw in some moves, and do good chain mat wrestling. And you're like, okay, I appreciate the skill involved. I like what's going on here. And then they go into all the high-flying stuff, where it's like, oh, he did a 450 splash, followed by a senton, followed by a suicide dive. It's a suicide dive? I do not watch luchadors, and I will not call it a tope suicido. Fight me, nerds. It's a suicide dive. Tangent over. But then it's just big move, big move, big move, big move. And yeah, it's visually impressive, but you're missing the craft of putting on a wrestling match. Why do I care about the wrestlers in it? Why do I want one to win more than the other? Why am I suspending my disbelief to watch sports entertainment instead of just watching sports or watching an actual combat sport? I want to like wrestling. But if you're not giving me meat and potatoes, right? If you're just giving me the dessert, I don't... Cool. Now I've had my fill and I'm still hungry. This isn't satisfying.
I agree
And
with
so
that.
when you get these wrestling matches, they're just high spot, high spot, high spot, high spot, high spot. And you go, yeah, visually it's impressive, but it's not a wrestling match.
Right.
I'm not getting anything. That's this movie. It's visually impressive. It's a lot of spectacle. It's a lot of sizzle. No steak. I want my steak. I want a movie.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's like, I haven't watched wrestling in a while, but you know about AEW.
Yeah. It's all sizzle.
I can't do it. You got the barbed wire and the light bulbs, and I seen a clip today where I think his name is John Moxley. I don't know.
Yeah, formerly Dean Ambrose.
Yes, I didn't like him when he was Dean Ambrose, so I'm pretty sure I'm not going to like him now. But his opponent takes like a whole bunch of, I'm assuming it looked like chopsticks.
Yeah, the chopstick spot.
And then, so you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Why? That's ridiculous.
Because when you stick it in, you get the visual spectacle of a fistful of chopsticks sticking out of someone's forehead.
Yeah, and he stands up and he's running around the ring and he's got these hanging out of his face, and I'm like, I don't want to see that. So I agree with you with the whole stick, and as a character, I think Dean Ambrose was terrible, and I'm assuming he takes that terribleness to with him. But I honestly, I cannot say that I think he's terrible in AEW because I've not watched it. Mm-hmm. And based off of the clips that I've seen, I don't want to watch it. So I do understand what you're talking about all over the top action, sizzle, dessert, all the time. And you don't care about the actual characters. Mm-hmm. With the exception of Norm Spellman.
Who? Oh, Fuchs.
Yeah,
That's
Fuchs.
right, Fuchs. Yeah.
Fuchs. I just had a guardian.
Did he wake up from his avatar and then light himself on fire so he wouldn't turn into Jack Nicholson in The Shining? I don't know what the hell we're talking about anymore.
I just had a Guardians of the Galaxy flashback when I said Norm Spellman, and you're like, who?
Norm Spellman, man. Come on.
Star-Lord.
Norm Spellman. Norm Spellman is Star-Lord.
Yes. Yeah. I'd so watch that movie.
I'm sure we'll get to it. Marvel fans, just wait. Your time's coming.
We're getting there.
Your time is
We're getting
coming.
there.
And I will hold no. I like Marvel movies, but I don't hold punches here. I don't hold punches even on the movies I like, because that's the point of this show.
Absolutely.
Is to not pull our punches. Unlike the super fake punches that you often see in modern wrestling, because they don't know their basic fundamentals. Like James Cameron doesn't know the basic fundamentals of filmmaking. Fucking shit! Woo!
So, what's your final thoughts on this movie?
Good, bad, overrated.
Is it good, bad?
So overrated. It's not, there's no movie here. It's a white guilt story about Native Americans done with all the nuance of a bowling ball being thrown through a window of a china shop. And you're just going, okay, how do I put this? The idea is here. And visually it's there. But a lot of times, like, say, George Lucas as a for instance, the big idea is there, the fundamentals are there. Delegate some of the other duties to other people. Like writing, for instance. Even if you don't like one particular, give it to a team. You know, so we can brainstorm and we can put things together. This movie's got him 243, 245. And there's not a single character I give a shit about. If you can't make me care about a character in almost 3 hours, you have failed so monumentally. And so no, this is not a good movie. It is wildly overrated. It is not worth the ticket price then, now, or ever. Because it's not a movie.
Okay.
Please defend it.
Honestly, I can't.
Because you've been trying real hard.
I know. I liked this movie when I first saw it. And mainly, I say mainly, it was all for the spectacle.
It's like going to a strip club. No, it's all spectacle, but you're not getting there at the end.
Yeah,
no,
right.
How many more analogies can I come up with?
And would you want to get there at the end?
I didn't want to get to the end of Avatar. I know that.
I do agree. I think this movie is overrated. God, I did. I wanted to like it, and I did like it for the visual part of it. And I even tried on this rewatch, tried to keep track of the characters' names and tried to like the characters, but there was nothing to like. Like the only one I actually cared for was Norm Spellman. So
R.I.P. Norm Spellman.
he did not die.
Norm Spellman who? It's our next t-shirt.
So yeah, I honestly, I agree. This movie is overrated. It is not. This hurts. This hurts.
It's The Shining.
It's
Yes! Give me my moment! Yes!
It is not worth the ticket price.
Oh, hallelujah! There is a God, the Well of Souls, or the Spirit Tree, or what the hell ever. The ancestors are singing until the bulldozer comes. And the bulldozer comes hard in this movie, but it takes its sweet ass time. Any closing thoughts?
I'm still trying to figure out a way to defend it, but I can't. No, I don't.
I don't know why I take what we're doing so serious. When I watch a movie, I keep in mind any history, like, dislike, whatever. But when I watch it, when I'm watching it for this show, I am not holding anything back. If this movie, if we watch a movie that sucks, regardless of how I ever felt about it, I'm calling it out. I have no love for a particular film company. I have no love for a genre of movie. I don't care about filmmakers or actors. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, James Cameron. You think you make this terrible shit movie and I'm not going to call you out? You think everyone else is jumping on board with your 200, I got written down here where the hell did it go? $237 million jerk-off fest so you can sit in front of a computer and be like, look how great this looks? Not on my watch. You can buy everyone else. You can't buy me. I'll see you at WrestleMania, son. I will be world heavyweight champion.
So okay, you said something, and I do have to agree with you. For this show, I too try to go in with an open mind. Sometimes I fail.
You want to try again with Indiana Jones?
No. I stand behind my decision on Indiana Jones. But I do try to take it as serious as I can. And just like you, I try to look at everything objectively, even though I do have a love for some of these actors and directors and not movie companies and such, but even genres of movies. I do have a love for certain genres. But, man, sometimes you go into a movie and you're like, I know I like this movie. And it just doesn't hold up. This one hurts.
Yeah.
This one hurts.
It took 4 episodes. I finally got my win. All right, Avatar 2: The Way of Water. At Hell in a Cell. I'm coming for you. No, where's our hat? Let's pick our next movie. I gotta get off this.
Your turn.
Oh, it's my. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me get my hat.
I picked this, remember?
I'll never forgive you. For as long as I live, which is roughly at least 1 full runtime of Avatar. All right. For our next episode, episode 5. Oh, yeah. I actually, you know what? I'm in a much better mood now. Cantankerous Elderly Gentlemen.
What?
We're watching Grumpy Old Men.
What the hell?
Grumpy Old Men.
I don't think I've ever...
Jack Lemmon, Walter Matthau. Burgess Meredith is in there.
Okay, I know what you're talking
looking
about.
sexy.
Who?
And Margaret. She's not Norm Spellman. All right, get out of my face. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. I'm Jake. This is Tevis. This has been Ticket Price. What show is it? What podcast are we filming?
Shit, I have no idea. Filming.
Can I go to bed?
Yes.
I don't want to talk about Avatar anymore. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Tune in next week for episode 5, Grumpy Old Men. Until then, be good to each other. Watch movies. Try to enjoy them unlike us. Peace.